Today we're diving deep into the Fortune Gems, focusing on what everyone really wants to know: which version gives you the best chance to actually win. We'll compare payout rates, winning frequency, and overall return to player across the original Fortune Gems 2 and Fortune Gems 3 to help you decide where to place your bets for the best possible returns. Let's start with the original Fortune Gems. This game established the baseline for winning potential in this series, and it still has advantages that shouldn't be overlooked, especially for managing your bankroll effectively. The original operates with an RTP of around 96.65%, though some implementations dip to 95.22%. This is quite respectable in the industry, where some games dip below 94%. What made the original particularly attractive was its straightforward low to medium volatility profile. This means you get a balanced mix of smaller frequent wins that keep your bankroll alive, combined with occasional bigger payouts from the multiplier reel. You're not experiencing brutal cold streaks of high volatility games, but you're also not limited to tiny wins. The maximum win potential caps at around 375 times your bet. While this sounds modest compared to newer games, the original's simpler mechanics mean the path to that maximum win is significantly more transparent and arguably more achievable. Match the premium gem symbols across the 5 pay lines, land a high multiplier from the special 4th reel up to 15 times, and watch your win multiply. The multiplier reel on every spin guarantees a multiplier from 1 times to 15 times applied to any win. The extra bet feature lets you pay 50% more for guaranteed higher multipliers, boosting your odds. Hit frequency hovers around 25 to 28%, meaning roughly 1 in every 4 spins produces some return, keeping sessions engaging without draining your balance too fast. One major advantage the original holds is bet sizing flexibility. You could play from as little as 10 cents per spin up to $200 per spin. This makes it accessible for low-stakes recreational players while still offering substantial action for high rollers. Fortune Gems 2 arrived with ambitious goals, attempting to increase winning potential by adding features and bumping up the maximum payout. But this is where things get interesting, and not always in a good way for players focused on actually getting money back. The most striking change was the jump in maximum win potential to 10,000 times your bet, or up to 15,025 times in some configs. On the surface, this sounds fantastic, but this increase came with significant trade-offs that fundamentally changed the game's risk-reward profile. The RTP varies much more widely, ranging from as low as 94.38% all the way up to 97%. You absolutely must check which version you're playing, because that 2 to 3% RTP difference translates to dramatically different long-term results. Over $10,000 in total wagers. That's a $300 difference, which is substantial. The volatility profile increased significantly to medium or medium-high in most setups. This is a fundamental shift. Higher volatility means wins become considerably less frequent, but when they hit, they tend to be larger. This creates a feast or famine dynamic that's exciting when you're winning, but absolutely brutal on your bankroll during cold streaks. Fortune Gems 2 introduced the Lucky Wheel feature, triggered by a wheel symbol on the special 4th reel. Spin for instant cash prizes from 1 times to 1,000 times your bet, often multiplied by the reel's multiplier up to 15 times. Bonus triggers happen roughly 1 in every 150 to 180 spins on average, less frequent than the original's steady multipliers, but with bigger upside. When you actually did trigger the Lucky Wheel, it tended to pay considerably better on average, up to 1,000 times prizes. The game's design shifted from frequent, modest multipliers to less frequent but more substantial bonuses. Whether this works in your favor depends entirely on your bankroll size, risk tolerance, and timing. Now we arrive at Fortune Gems 3, which represents a complete rethinking of the formula, with a specific focus on improving winning potential while addressing the bankroll management issues that plagued Fortune Gems 2. Let's start with the fundamental mathematics, because this is where Fortune Gems 3 immediately distinguishes itself. The game operates at an RTP range of 96.9 to 97.13%, with the vast majority of major casino platforms offering the higher end. That 97% RTP puts it at the top tier of the industry. Even more importantly, the RTP is much more consistent across different implementations compared to Fortune Gems 2. The maximum win potential took another substantial leap forward to 10,125 times your bet. If you're betting $1 per spin, a maximum win is $10,125. If you're betting $5 per spin, that's over $50,000. This keeps pace with Fortune Gems 2's ceiling, but feels more attainable with new mechanics. But here's what really sets Fortune Gems 3 apart. The game ramped up volatility to medium-high. The random split symbols mechanic lets any symbol split into 2 or 3 for x2 or x3 line multipliers, dynamically boosting wins. Think about how powerful this is. If you're playing with a smaller bankroll, the base multipliers up to 15 times keep you in action longer. If you've got a bigger roll, chase splits for explosive payouts. The multiplier reel returns, now paired with splits for massive combos. Full screen of 3 times split wilds, plus 15 times hits, the max. Bonus-like excitement from random splits triggers more often than 2's wheel, around 1 in every 140 spins for big boosts. Base game hit frequency improves to 30 to 35% with splits, better than predecessors. Fortune Gems 3's splits act as a player-friendly random boost, sustaining funds between multipliers far better than 2's rarer wheel. For maximum win potential, Fortune Gems 3 and 2 tie near 10,000 to 15,000 times, crushing the original's 375 times. If you're playing specifically for a significant win, skip the original. When it comes to base hit frequency, Fortune Gems 3 dominates with 30 to 35% thanks to splits, versus original's 25 to 28% and 2's lower 22 to 25%. More frequent wins mean your bankroll lasts longer, giving you more shots at multipliers. The split symbols in 3 are a game changer neither previous version can match, dynamically adjusting payouts. Original's fixed low medium and 2's medium high can't compete with this flexibility. Now let's talk about real-world bankroll performance. If you're starting with a $100 bankroll and betting $1 per spin, the differences become stark. With the original Fortune Gems, you're looking at roughly 150 to 200 spins on average before your bankroll depletes. That low-medium volatility and decent base hits keep you playing reasonably well. Fortune Gems 2 is brutal on bankrolls. That same $100 at $1 per spin typically gives you only 100 to 140 spins before you're out. The medium-high volatility and wheel dependency means your money disappears faster if the bonus doesn't hit. Fortune Gems 3 dramatically improves bankroll longevity. That same $100 bankroll at $1 per spin typically delivers 180 to 250 spins. That's nearly double what 2 offers, and better than the original. Splits and consistent multipliers extend playtime, giving more opportunities for 15 times hits. If you're a recreational player who visits a casino once or twice a year with a modest budget of $100 to $300, Fortune Gems 3 is objectively your best choice. The combination of top RTP, split boosts, and medium-high volatility means your money lasts longer and you have more fun. You're getting more entertainment value per dollar wagered. For the low roller, betting 25 to 50 cents per spin, trying to make $50 last all evening, Fortune Gems 3 again wins decisively. Frequent splits keep balance stable while chasing max wins. If you're a mid-stakes player betting $5 to $20 per spin with a bankroll of $500 to $2,000, Fortune Gems 3 leads, but 2 becomes viable. At these levels, you can absorb 2's volatility, but 3's consistency edges it. For high rollers betting $50 to $500 per spin with substantial bankrolls of $10,000 or more, 3's 10,125 times max makes it the clear winner. At $100 bets, that's over 1 million potential. Fortune Gems 3's random splits aren't just valuable, they're crucial. In a cold streak, a X3 split plus 15 times multiplier flips your session from loss to win, keeping you engaged. The original's steady multipliers and 2's wheel create anticipation, but 3 builds it best. The only scenarios where I'd recommend older versions: original for absolute beginners wanting ultra-low risk and steady grinds, or 2 if you're on a verified 97% RTP table and love wheel volatility. For everyone else, and that's 95% of players, Fortune Gems 3 is where you should be playing. It respects your bankroll better, offers higher ceiling, provides more frequent boosts, and delivers superior value. Remember, no slot guarantees profits. The house always has an edge. But if you're going to play Fortune Gems, play the version that gives you the best mathematical chance. Fortune Gems 3, without question. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment about your biggest wins in any Fortune Gems version. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more winning strategy content. May fortune smile on your spins.